Okay, hello, good afternoon or good morning, depending on what time you're watching this video. We're gonna go through how you can use the Bizkaia tax office income tax return simulator only for freelancers, right? So this won't be for a person that or for people that they don't have like an activity or something like that. It's just made for freelancers. To give you some context, what we're gonna do is like a simulation of of this of this person actually. So this is like fake data, by the way. We will call this guy is John Carter, and we have his tax ID, his birth date, address, his personal income tax regime. So I'm gonna try, since I'm guessing that we are not gonna be able to have like a translated simulator for the income tax return in Bizkaia, and neither we're gonna have the probably the not the simulator but the official income tax return web app available, because I don't think Bizkaia is going to be able to provide that in English. So I'm gonna do the whole thing in English but translated at the same time, so that everything seems pretty accurate when you see this. So yeah, I was actually talking about the context. So we have this person, John Carter, and this person has his personal income tax regime, which you call it in the official documents is called estimación de IRPF. Okay, and you will see and you will be able to find this actual kind of data in your documents, which will be the tax form 036, or if you have done with the uh, via the DUE with a certified company that can register freelancers, you will find that in that document as well. So in this case, we're going to work with the direct simplified uh, person, but we're gonna take a look at kind of other situations that you might have. So the other thing is the this person, this John Carter economic activity code, which we call it IAE, which stands for Impuesto de Actividades Económicas. He's a programmer, so he has this activity code actually. Same as the personal income tax regime, you can find this information right on your 036 tax form or in your DUE. Um, yeah. Okay, so so John Carter has like he provides like programming, like, so it's a software developer that works mainly with people from well, I mean, his customers are from outside of Spain. So but he has like a few of Spain. So he has like 40,000 euros in total as a sales revenue, and some of them have been with Spanish customers. That's why he has this invoice with withholdings, which is 1,000. So yeah, um, John Carter mainly works with people from outside of Spain. So since he doesn't um, invoice quite a lot, and all the amount of the sales revenue doesn't have the withholding, he has to do this called, we call it in Spanish is pagos fraccionados, or we call it as well as pagos a cuenta, which basically is the personal income tax amount that you advanced for the tax office, so that you have that information when you do your income tax return, actually. So you can call it like personal income tax advancements or something like that. But basically, what you do is like, since you don't do the withholding in the invoices that you provide, you have to advance an amount of money that is calculated over the 130 tax form. And with that amount, you are like advancing the money for your income tax return that you will have to fill the next year after you have done these advance payments. So the other thing is for the expenses. Let's put here expenses. He doesn't have like goods purchases or something like that, but he has an office rent. We'll talk about that later. He has other services, which could be like, I don't know, like legal contract translation. Um, I don't know, for example, like apps on web services that uh, that he's using or something like that. And then he has the social security expenses, which is the social security fee that you have to pay, and it's this amount. So yeah, that's basically the expenses. The other thing is that we need to provide, when you have like an office rent, the landlord information. We have the all the information right here, so we're good to go. So the main thing, or how you can access to this simulator, we have created here in our website. If you go to tuconta.com/asesoramiento, you will see that you have this page that you can go, and you can access to this page, and you will see if it loads. Yeah, it loads. So you can see here that you can click on this link, which prompts you to uh, the simulator itself, right? I'm logged in already in the Bizkaia tax office. Yep. So it won't ask me for login credentials or something like that. But if you are not logged in, the website is probably gonna ask you for website credentials. You can use the back the digital certificate, the FNMT certificate, whatever works best for you. We have found that, and we've seen that probably the best one for accessing to the whole Spanish administration is the FNMT certificate. But yeah, you can choose whatever you want. So so let's begin with a new simulation. It says nueva simulación, but it's like new simulation. So let's go to it. So here we have the tax ID. Okay, so we will put here the tax ID. Well, he's a man. His name is John Carter. Okay, his birth date is January 1st, January of 1990. So we can do with this kind of date picker. Okay, we can do that with the date picker. Okay, January 1st of 1990. Yeah, that's okay. He's single. I'm not gonna go through this field called asignación tributaria. You can see this, what it stands for, but yeah. So here we will put the region. So this one is in Vizcaya. The town, which is Bilbao, actually. The postal code, which is this one. I think I'm missing 10. Yeah. The street is this one. I mean, all the information is right here. Just in my case, I've done this thing like several times, so I know, I memorize them. Okay, right, and the flat is 4. So you can leave for the simulation, you can leave the IBAN account empty. It's no problem. It's just a simulation. So yeah, let's save this information. It says that the information has been saved correctly. So here we have John Carter. So once you go and add that information and your personal data, you can see that you have these see the PDFs, and you can launch the simulation, for example, or the simulation draft. The best one is to go for the simulation of the actual income tax return, because it contains like more data. Okay, so this is blocked. Okay, but as you can see, we have the data, our personal information over here, but everything is 0 is empty. Okay, because we didn't fill any details at the minute. So for the freelancing, for the activity, the economic activity that John Carter you have, we just have to go to add like a new section, concept, or whatever you want to call it, and it's called Actividades Económicas. Okay, so this is the one what we're looking for, which is the one for the economic activity. So yeah, this is like once we have this kind of section, they call it concept, but it's like the section. We have here like a summary of all the things that we have to look after the economic activity. So in this case, we can add a new activity with all the details. Here are the ones that we talked about, the advanced personal income tax payments. And here is the landlord's information. So yeah, let's add a new record here for the activity. So in this case, we're going to start with the identification, which is the identification. Yeah. So in this case, we are actually the website is asking for um, the personal income tax regime, which is the IRPF regime, and we said that we are in direct simplify, so we will choose the direct simplify. Right? We have to put in here our tax ID. All right, and this will be set as 100%. That's okay. That's because it's us, the ones that we do the activity, so that's okay. And here in identificación actividad is like the activity identification or something like that. But it's basically we have to put the activity code, which is the 2C763. Yeah, this one is the software developer one. So I'm not going to click on this without activity or no activity, because in our case, we did have an activity. One thing that it might be interesting is this one. It's called reducción inicio actividad, which is um, starting activity reduction, which basically does is like you can read that in here. But basically, if you click and if you set as a yes, you will have to meet the requirements. But basically, if you have started like last year, like 2024, because we are actually, I don't know if I mentioned, but we're actually doing a simulation of the income tax return of the year 2024. So in this case, if you click on yes, which is the C, you will have a 10% reduction of the profit that you get out of your activity. But you have I don't know, to meet the requirements. In this case, if you have started and if you have like actual profit, you don't have a negative profit, you're not losing in your activity, you can apply for this one. But we're not going to go through this right now. We will just think that this person that has applied this activity reduction before, so he has a benefit for this reduction years before or something like that. But if it's your first year and if um, you have a profit in in your your activity, you should go for it, because it's a 10% that you can access to, and it's quite good. So yeah, let's click on no. So ingresos, which is the incomes, we will put in here the sales and revenue, which is like 40,000. And here we will add the invoice withholdings, which will be 1,000. That's okay. We will go for the basic situation and the most common thing, because the income tax return is really big, and we cannot cover that in a small kind of video. We will try to cover the useful things that uh, most of the freelancers have. So we said that he doesn't have goods, so he didn't buy any goods, but he does have, and he's having an office rent, which is this one, arrendamiento de inmuebles. So here we have to put these 2,400 euros that we have here in office rent, and here we will add the 708 of other services, which is like, here it says like other exterior services or something like that. But it's basically the type of the category of expenses that you can have, like, I don't know, like legal. I don't know if you have like a marketing person, or if you have like someone translating your documents, the consultant, apps and web services, or something like that. So yeah, kind of the kind of that other type of expenses. Here in the gastos de personal, that's where the tax office requires us to put the social security expenses. So in our case, it will be 1,020. So okay, we're good to go. Other thing that need to be mentioned in this case is like, not for the simulation, but when you're gonna do the income tax return, you had to already fill and send, actually like present the 140 or the LROE, Batus tax. Well, it's not a tax form. It's like a yeah, some tax form, but you don't pay. It's like because it's informative. But you can see here that you're probably gonna have this information all populated or filled once they give you the draft of the income tax return. Since we are doing a simulation, everything is empty. So okay, let's keep going. So in this case, yeah, we were good to go. As you can see, if you check our incomes and our expenses, you will see that the difference is not this thing. It's not this amount. That's basically because for this rendimiento neto, which will be like kind of the profit, the taxable profit or something like that, they have already applied how do we call it, the a reduction that we have because of we are in direct simplify, and we get a reduction of 50%, 15%, not 50, 15. Let me put that here, 15%. All right, 50% reduction. All right. So 50% reduction because of being in direct simplified. All right. So that's why we're getting this amount here, because if you do the incomes and subtract the expenses from the incomes, you don't get that. So the good thing is, like, you get for the uh, income tax return, you get a less profit, and less profit usually means you're gonna pay less taxes. So that's really good. You can see here, you can play here with this, for example, like this activity start reduction. You will see that we have they calculate like this profit. If we set to yes, you will see you will actually get a less profit, so you will pay less taxes. So in case you are actually able to or you meet the requirements for this, you will have to, I mean, it would be a good thing to check this one. But please check that you meet the requirements. We're not going to go through the consulting tax things. We just want to go through a basic scenario here. Another thing that might be interesting to some of the people that came last year to the Basque Country, to Bizkaia actually, is that you might be in, so in this case, he's in direct simplified, but you might be in direct normal. So let me show you what happens here is that we have these fields that you see, for example, this one and this one and this one, they are locked, they are disabled. We cannot. That's why we need to. I mean, not that we need, but they are only activated if you are actually in direct normal, because that's one of the requirements for the it's not this, I mean, we can call it as an easy way like a digital nomad thing. It's not only for digital nomad, uh, but it's basically if you meet the some requirements and you came here with these special tax benefits, and you have set yourself as a freelancer with a direct normal estimate, you will see here that you can check this called régimen desplazados, and you can add in here the amount. You have here all the information about it. We're not going to go through, but you can put in here the amount of the expenses that you have gone through, which you have to take a look at the limits, as they say here. All right, and you can put in here, I don't know, like 10,000, and well, it actually makes the calculations, right? Yeah, so that's really good. So yeah, basically you can put in here the amount of the expenses that you had because of moving to Bizkaia, and get those kind of reduction and deductions. So yeah, just wanted to mention that, but we're gonna go with the example that we are at the minute, which is that, let me check that I didn't, yeah, I don't have activated that one. So let me save this. Okay, so we already saved the information of the activity. Now, as you can see, we have like a warning message that it says like, hey, you have to fill the landlord's information. And that's basically because uh, here in the landlord expense type, we set that as the amount. This is mainly for when you have like an office or something like that, but it's different from your from the payment that you do for your home. Okay, there is like another deduction in the income tax return, which it doesn't go here. This is only for the activity, for your business, right? Don't get confused on that one because it might happen, and yeah, that could be an issue. So first we have to fill this advanced personal income tax payment. So I'm going to go through it and just add the record for the first quarter. These amounts that I have here is basically because I did this person, John Carter, did the tax form 130, and he paid these taxes in advance. So that's why we can put this in here. So first quarter, okay, let's add a new record for the second quarter, which is the same amount. Okay, let's add the third quarter. Oh, sorry. What did I do? Yeah, add the third quarter. Okay, and let me add the fourth quarter, which is the same amount. So every quarter we have paid the same amount, right? Okay. Okay, so let me go back to the summary, and we can see here the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. So yeah, as you can see here, the summary of the business activity has been already filled. You have your sales, your expenses. These are the invoice withholdings, and this is the personal income tax advanced payments. And this is the number of activities since you have just one. So now we will have to fill the landlord information. In our case, we have his tax ID. Okay, and we need to put in here her name. This is Carmen Echeverria Castro. Okay, and the amount that you have paid in 2024, which should be the same as this one. Okay, let's save it. And all right, as you can see, the warning, yeah, the warning disappeared. So I think we have everything for the activity. Let me check that. Yeah, we have everything for the activity. So let me go back to the income tax return summary. So as you can see here, we will have to pay to the tax office as an income tax return this amount, all right, 2,496.75 euros. So if we click on here on see the PDFs, we can click on the simulation, and you will see that now you have the simulation amount here, and which is basically the profit that we saw earlier. And if we click on that, we can go to the kind of when you're looking at a spreadsheet or something like that for all the details, all right? So one thing to mention that you will be able to see that here you see this reduction that they apply to the profit, and that's why you get this amount, this profit amount. It's kind of the taxable profit, I think we call it earlier. I don't know if that's the proper name, because it's like, as you can see, the rendimiento neto, and yeah, makes sense. So yeah, you have this reduction just for being in direct simplified estimate. Just for being in direct simplified estimate. You don't have that in direct normal estimate, but you have some others, like depreciation, provisions, and hard to justify expenses. That's why they give to people under the direct simplified this percentage. All right, so yeah, once you review that thing and once you can play a little bit with this one, but yeah, I think we're pretty much done with the activity type. We're not going to cover the other situations, but as you can see, when you click on añadir concepto, which stands for as a concept, you can click in here, like for example, if you are renting, I mean, if you are paying a rent for your flat or something like that, you can add that here, or you have like so many others that you can add. And basically, whether even if you don't have any knowledge of these tax things, yeah, you can play with it and take a look at uh, what mm, what it means if you add another concept, but it has to make sense, of course. And yeah, we have covered like really a basic situation. It's not for everyone. It's one of the most common ones, but yeah, not for everyone. So if you have like, I don't know, like maybe a little bit more complicated situation, or maybe if you just want or just don't want to to work on this one on your own, just hire someone that can do the work for you, a consultant uh, that prepares and do these income tax return uh, filling, and you should be good to go. So yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, have a good day. Bye.